Hello my friends, welcome to the metal shop. We're doing this week in 80s metal guitars again. There's devil horns for you. We'll start off with a few artist guitars. A guy I know, he's out in Texas, got a great collection of artist guitars. I've actually sold a couple of guitars to him. His shop on Reverb goes by Wayne's World. We got a Robbin Crosby Firebird here, real Gibson. He had a couple of Gibsons made. One of them, JC's Guitars out in Chicago, still owns with a Floyd on it. This one doesn't have a Floyd. This is the one he used in the dance video. Kind of a cool guitar. I think, you know, if I was to venture a guess, I would say that Robbin just got the free guitar from Gibson, you know, with the three P90s, the three Firebird pickups, this weird lyre type of vibrato here, and this more than likely was not a stage used, a concert used guitar. This is just a nice guitar that he owned. Looks to be in excellent condition. Got a bunch of magazine articles here. I remember this one here. Picture of Robbin with all of his cool guitars. He used the Jacksons in concert. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Firebird 7 used in the dance video. Looking for $12,000 for it. You know, Robbin Crosby's passing. Pretty cool guitar. 12 grand. I mean, he'd probably take a little bit less, but yeah. Great guitar. All right. We got here. Oh, yes. San Dimas King Kelly, owned by Chris Hagar from Rough Cut. Very cool. $9,000. This is one of the very first Kellys ever made, next to Bradford Kelly from the group Heaven in Australia, and we'll look at that one a little bit more. But you see, they've got the cutouts here. This is the full size Kelly. The modern ones are inch and a half cut down right here. They're much smaller. So they made these with the King Kellys with the cuts. They did away with these cutouts because they couldn't, Jackson said they couldn't get the paint up to their standards inside of the cuts. And you can even see in this, it looks like it's dry in there and rough. I own a King Kelly with the cuts, and the paint in it inside of the cuts is immaculate. This is nice. Single hum, Floyd, this graphic. This has been used in a bunch of videos. Matching red logo. I mean, this is just the peak of, you know, artist guitars that Jackson was making, and this is probably about 1984 or so. Yeah, this is a great guitar. 9 grand. Now that's a good deal. I mean, worth every penny. Yeah, tons of pictures of him with the guitar. Like I said, it's used in at least 2 music videos. Yeah, these are nice. A little bit hard to get into the upper fret register here. Got the through bolts here for the Floyd locking clamp. No brakes. Obviously, he really took care of this guitar. There's the album, Rough Cut's debut album with the heart with the knife through it. That is, he had painted on this guitar here. Yeah, that's sweet. 9 grand. That's a good deal. Only 2 that were made with single hum. Lots of footage on YouTube, it says. Comes with several pics, DVD footage. Not interested in any trades. All right, he puts it right in here. His name's Andy Kane. If you're a Jackson guy, you know Andy Kane. He's a big time collector. He's got one of the premier Jackson collections. Like I said, I've sold him a couple of guitars too. Another Chris Hagar guitar. This one, it's got the cuts, but I think this is a smaller. I think this is a later one that they'd sized down the guitars by this point. Yeah, you can just take one look and you can tell it's smaller. Cool idea for a graphic with the spider web here. Another one hum, just a rock machine. Look at that logo. That's a hand painted logo made to look like a mirror in the reflection. Got some kind of parallel access humbucker, a newer humbucker with a logo in it. One of those blues Saraceno pickups. For a time, these were the hottest pickups that Seymour Duncan made, I think with some of their black backs and stuff that they make now, or black, I can't think of what they're called. They are Seymour's EMG kind of clone now that are their hottest pickups. But yeah, that's cool. You know, a Trembucker parallel axis pickup. Got the Cutts. Yeah, lots of pictures of Chris playing this one. He had like 4 of them. I'm not sure if Andy owns all 4 or not, but he got at least 2. $9,000. To me, this one's not worth as much as the one he's asking $9,000 for. Yeah, this is the smaller one. I mean, I try to explain to you here. The black one is the full size. This is the size they went to for a long time, and then they stopped putting the Cutts in them. I had, you know, through the San Dimas era, they just made this size about an inch and a half smaller, just with the Cutts. Very cool guitar. All right, here. So this was just a few years ago. This guitar is in Austria. I can't remember what year they made these, but this is an exact replica of the original Kelly that Bradford Kelly and Mike Shannon designed. Bradford Kelly from the group Heaven, the Australian group Heaven. You know, it's got this weird, I don't know if that's a Leo Kwan or who made this tailpiece. You know, one tailpiece, kind of the Tune-o-matic posts here. To me, the one thing that looks weird, I'm not sure if they got this right or not, these pinstripes, you could get these in pinstriped or with the bevels painted. The pinstripes should have come to points. Maybe the original guitar they didn't, but in later guitars when you got pinstripes, they came to a nice point here. That, to me, with the way they pinstriped it, that does not look good. This guitar, this is a collector's guitar in perfect condition. I date myself. This is probably, they probably did this 8 or 10 years ago where they made these 25th anniversary. We should be able to figure it out, right? Is that what it was? Yeah, 25th anniversary edition. From what year though? From 83, 84. Custom shop on the headstock. Truss rod cover, 25th anniversary truss rod cover. I'm terrible at math, or I'd figure it out. Really nice G&G custom hardshell case. Cool guitars. I think Bradford Kelly, he modified his, and I believe that Rob Witt out in Switzerland, who has, I said Andy Kane had a great collection. Rob Witt has the premier collection of Jacksons. He owns the original guitar, and I think he sent this thing out to GMW and had it put right back with this weird bridge on it. I think Bradford's was modified for a Floyd or for a Kahler or something. Nice San Dimas cutout, electronics cavity, brushed metal plate. Very nice. Very, very nice. $12,368, $167 shipping from Austria. They don't pop up. They don't pop up very often. So, all right, we're going to delve into some BC Rich here. We've done some artist guitars, very cool. Let's go to some awesome BC Rich. I'm not a huge, I don't know a whole lot about BC Rich. I've only owned a couple of them, but I will say this. This one was owned by Craig Chiquico. I call it Chiquiso, however you want to say it. Hit me up in the comments. Has a vintage trim bridge on it. It's weird. Obviously it's a left-handed guitar, but this was custom built for Craig, and he played it just flipped over. It's a bolt-on. This is called a bitch. So we'll get into some BC Rich stuff, some more of the history here in just a bit. This guitar isn't really the best one to show it. Maybe this was made as a left-handed guitar, and Craig just picked it up because it was really nice. I'm not sure how that worked. This is one of the very earliest BC Riches, and maybe that's why Craig picked it up and played it. But here's a picture of him playing it. That's probably what it was. I swore it said on it. Where is it? Oh, there you just make it out. It's stamped Craig Chiquico here on the back of the headstock. So was it made for him? Maybe Starship, Jefferson. This would have been the Jefferson Starship era, the best era of the airplane, the Jefferson Starship and Starship. That's just cool. That's just a great guitar. $13,849. That's pretty spendy. I wouldn't pay that much for it, but you know, is what it is. Yeah, they don't really give you a whole lot of information here in the description. Custom made for Craig Chiquito, Jefferson Starship. Stamped Craig Chiquito 1 on the back of the headstock. Chiquiso, sorry if I get that wrong. All right, here we go. So this is from 1977, $9,000, $225 shipping from Kentucky. They call this the Shorthorn Mockingbird, and I love the Mockingbirds, but this is a little bit gangly looking. When they had the big horn, they just looked better. And credit to Bernie Rico. He was the first one that was really making the neck through super guitars like this. Before Jackson, he didn't. The thing is, what Rico didn't do is he just didn't get the turning tide with the custom shop. You know, Grover Jackson, Wayne Charvel, they got it. They each guitar custom hand built to your specs. You know, Bernie was making his guitars very much the same. They pretty much all had natural finishes, all these awesome woods, and they all came with this weird mission control electronics. And these had in phase, out of phase, series, parallel, coil splitting. I mean, it took a degree in NASA to figure this out. In my opinion, most people, they just left that stuff alone. They just played it. They just played it regular. Niels Geraldo from Pat Benatar famously played these. Joe Perry, lots of guys had these. Those look like original Bill Lawrence humbuckers. Binding. This is very nice. Like I said, Bernie Rico, he just missed out. Yeah, 1977. He got with the program later in, you know, the colors, the bridges, the options that people wanted. But I mean, these guitars are just fantastic guitars. A lot of original parts here pictured. You know, look at that. Look at all of these. I don't even know what you call those. Are those little tone capacitors, or it'll come to me with those. That's like it bleeds off your, bleeds off your tone. Sweet guitar. $9,000. Mockingbird Supreme. Predates the Slash model, I guess. Just by a little bit. All right, here we go. This is from 1989. So I think this is probably, they're probably wrong on the year. This has a non-recessed Floyd, and it's not a Floyd. You almost never find a real Floyd on the BC Rich guitars, but here you got the color. You still got mission control options here. The chicken head knob with all the various tones. Why this doesn't have a real Floyd on it? The fact that it's non-recessed leads me to believe that this probably isn't really a 1989. It's probably earlier than that. But it's possible that this one was custom ordered like that. I mean, look at this, the purple logo. This is just a fantastic guitar. 91109. Does that mean it's a 91? I'm not sure. I don't really follow but just look at the size of that electronics cavity. My goodness. And the bitches were all, this cutout was designed, the original ones, I wish I could have found one for this episode, were 10 strings. So you had your 6 strings going up to the headstock, you had 4 tuners here, and you had the strings were doubled up on, I think it was the high strings were doubled up. Really cool effect there. Guy from Zebra used the 10-string guitars. Again, Joe Perry. Neck through bitch, trans purple, ebony fingerboard, diamond inlays, no charge. Exclusive endorsee. No, it's dated 1989. The guy knows what he's talking about. I don't know who this guy Napoleon is. It said maybe he worked, it was through Geffen Records or something. Exclusive endorsee, no charge. So he got this guitar for free. So he must have spec'd out the non-recessed trem. And again, it's too bad. That's not a Floyd. That's a very inexpensive knockoff that BC Rich used. You can tell right here it's not square. That's a shame, but that's a cool guitar. $8,000. Little spendy, not a name endorsee, but all right, here we go. 1981 bass. $6,800, $200 shipping. Beltsville, Maryland. Electronics have been tested. Yeah, again, we got mission control even for a base. That's just crazy. But nice Mockingbird base. Look at that. That's a nice Longhorn, nice cutaway. See the woods that he used? I mean, he just used just the best woods and these clear finishes and stains. I mean, he was making art. Really, these guitars were art. Bernie Rico and his son, they really got it. I said they were a little late to the party with the true custom shop. You know, they came to the 80s a little bit late. They got tons of endorsees in the 80s, but they'd flood you with guitars. You know, bands like Warrant and CC DeVille from Poison. I mean, they'd give you 10, 12 guitars, you know. Where Grover, you know, would give you, guys like Robbin Crosby would get, you know, 6, 7, 8, 10 guitars over the length of his relationship. You know, BC Rich would give you like 10, 12 guitars in a year. All right, here we go. Late 80s. They says vintage early 80s. I don't know about that. He said he's owned it since the early 80s. So I just got to, you know, got to believe these people. Snakeskin. They were one of the first ones to do the painted snakeskin. 3 mini switches for each pickup. They look like DiMarzio's black pole pieces again. Whatever Floyd knockoff, the bar is too long. The bend is incorrect. Those skull knobs, they were just, I don't know, to me the BC Rich, the shape, they were just a little bit off the mark. They're kind of doing their own thing. I like that headstock better than the usual one that came on the ST3 is what they called it, you know, for Stratocaster, 3 pickups. No strings on this. Oh, those, I don't know if those are EMGs or just covered pickups. Mismatched tuners. We got Grover. We got Jackson. I mean, that's, I don't know, crooked mismatched tuners. No strings on this guitar. That's just a sign of, I mean, yeah, some bad dings on it. This is, I know that this was someone's baby that they owned since the 80s, but it doesn't look like it's been well cared for, my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. $3,250. I don't think I'd even pay half that for it. Sorry. Let's see here. All right, here we go. The eagle. Paul Stanley famously had an eagle with leopard spots on it, and then he covered it up with stickers when the leopard spots were kind of passé. But I always remember he played that guitar a lot, more than he played his BC Riches a lot. They were good guitars, but again, the beautiful woods, you know, these 3-piece, well, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, DiMarzio pickups, mission control, switching, in phase, out of phase, series, parallel, coil splitting, all kinds of veritone. This is nice. Brass nut, brass truss rod cover, Grover Imperial tuners. Would have been nice if they were gold. This thing, that's, look at the flame on the back of that neck, and look at that transition. This is a lifetime guitar. 85. Maybe this means it dates from 85, but wow, just wow. That thing is beautiful. $6,500. You know, don't know. But you want one of these, find one. You know, find one. All right, what do we got? We're moving over to eBay. Got a gunslinger here. Kind of not a snakeskin, kind of a weird, kind of a finish. Oh, fully scalloped board. That's kind of cool. 27, almost $2,800. It's in the U.S. No, it's outside the U.S. Oh, this is from Japan. Not a lot of pictures. Description: fully scalloped neck, good sounding, hard case. The Japanese don't, you know, they don't generally give you a lot of description, translation types of issues. What we got here? Again, terrible pictures, people. You want $8,000 for this guitar, and these pictures are, they're not good. Don't have all this junk in your background. Your pictures are fuzzy. I mean, that one's better. That looks like a real Floyd. Still got mission control. DiMarzio X2N in the bridge, got our cloud inlays, 24 frets, 24 fret neck through, Bernie Rico. Ugh, that's not looking good here. No cover on the back. Looks like I see a battery. I see a ton of wires. Yeah, that's not good. That's not what you want. Way too much stuff to go wrong. Look at that. Yikes. Yeah, I'd probably run away from that one. $8,000. That's way spendy. Way too spendy. All right, closing out this week in metal guitars. For me, I like, and I think this is the same one. This is the same one that's on Reverb, but I love the Mockingbirds. They're my favorite. I'd prefer a Longhorn. The one BC Rich I still own is a Mockingbird. Yeah, this thing is, does it say what the pickups are in this? Does it give a better description here? Very early Mockingbird Supreme. Neck profile is perfect. Very light fretwear. They did remove the Veritone circuit, but all the components are there. So, but yeah, again, yeah, this is from Bowling Green, Kentucky. So, I don't remember how much it was. $10,000. You're a BC Rich collector. That's the one. Anyway, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this trip back to the 80s in metal guitars. I'm going to keep doing this every week, and hopefully I pick up a following. Hopefully you guys that are looking for these guitars, you can learn something. I hope I can impart some knowledge on you. Please hit me up in the comments and impart some knowledge on me. Please click that like and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. Yeah, I truly appreciate the support, my friends. All right, rock on. Take care. Bye-bye.